Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Choco the Chocobo, and I am back in How to Minecraft. And right now, for me, it's going to be Christmas time. Depending upon where you are in the world, maybe it's come already. Maybe it is. No, I think it either has passed or it's either passed or it is the day of Christmas. Now, I know not everyone celebrates it, but oh, I forgot to turn on my festive crazy music. I have no idea if this music's good or not. Honestly, I just have no clue. But I just wanted to go ahead and say, this is a holiday that, of course, is near and dear to my heart. But I wanted to also take the time to say, you know what, guys? Before we kick off the new year and stuff like that, I'm not really sure whether or not we're going to be doing a special New Year's thing. I'm hoping to do it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I just wanted to say thank you all so very much. You guys have shown such an amazing level of support on the series, on the channel, and for Christmas, of all the different things I could possibly ask for, I think the thing that I got without even really expecting it was a ton of support from you guys. So that to me is already a amazing Christmas present, and so thank you all very much. You guys have crushed it. We've broken actually 1 million views a month. Like, we've broken it quite soundly the previous month, and we're continuing to still perform pretty darn well. And on top of that, we've actually gone ahead and we're almost at 10 million minutes viewed in a month, which is crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And we have been growing. The channel's been absolutely bonkers. We started this in June or something like that, and we're already closing in on that 100K mark, which is hype. So thank you all thank you all so very much. You guys are really wanting to ruin the surprise here, huh? But anyways, for this Christmas episode, I've been kind of saving this up. I know some people on stream are like, oh, I know what's about to happen here. But for everyone else that is on YouTube, this is the official reveal of something that we're going to hopefully be using in the future before we convert it. But boom. You might be thinking to yourself, Chocobo, what is that? That's not even a thing. Like, it's literally just emptiness. Like, what is that? So let's go ahead and take a closer look, see what it is. And this is kind of my way of saying, hey, you know what? I want to do a project that was relatively larger in scale, and I thought, you know what? Why not? So there we are. An ocean monument drained of all the outside water. Now, I haven't gone around and prettied this up. I just haven't had the time, unfortunately. But I do hope to get that done soonish. Now, I am planning to use this as a base hub, and hopefully we can use this in like a PvP situation, because I think this would be absolutely amazing and cool to use drain, because how often do you get to do that? So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to probably drain the interior. I've been having like a debate in my head whether or not we want to go ahead and drain the inside or not, or maybe want to keep it water filled. Who knows? So definitely something, if you guys have an input about that, leave it in the comment section down below. I'm going to be honest with you right now, I'm citing towards emptying it just so people can navigate through it pretty freely, but we may even make some water traps, I'm not really sure. But yeah, something definitely really, really cool I'm excited for. And this obviously takes a long time, and I only had 20 sponge to work with, which was pretty brutal. But a lot of this building is actually intact, kind of as is. The inside has a couple of bits and pieces that are kind of wonky, but for the most part, this ocean monument, I restored some parts, but we messed with some things, like the top had a couple of holes poking through. But for the most part, you can see here, it's kind of in its full glory. It's pretty much as is expected of an ocean monument. So I think it looks amazing whenever it's drained. I think it almost feels shameful to convert this to a farm, because this thing looks really cool. But that is a potential goal. We'll see. I do think I'm going to be converting this to a guardian farm, just because I do want the components really badly, and we of course can make some crazy buildings of our own with the components. But I did want to share this with you guys for Christmas, so Merry Christmas. I hope this kind of made your eyes go, what? A little bit. Maybe you guys are like, that's easy peasy, Choco, but for me, this is a pretty big project. I've been working on it on and off over the course of quite some time now, and I hope you guys are, of course, really pumped for that, and both as maybe a PvP field, and then also definitely looking at it in terms of we're going to turn you into a lovely grinder, and we're going to get all of our fancy schmancy 1.8 ocean blocks, or prismarine blocks, or whatever. And you know what? We're just going to let them just burn. Yeah, okay. Woo! But anyways, that's not all we're going to be doing this episode. I'm going to attemptively be doing a secondary part now. I'm going to disclaim this part. This is where we kind of are entering sketchy territory. I figured to myself, number one, you know, it's kind of Christmas stuff, so I would like to put my best foot forward, but it also wouldn't be honestly me. Like, I try to think of all the different things we could do, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could do like some kind of crazy enchanting spree. I looked at my levels, and I was like, I could. And who knows, maybe we'll do that after a little while, but for right now, what I thought we should do is we should continue on our quest and our plan to get really all of our stuff in full gear, right? Like, we're getting ourselves really ready to go. Now, these pigmen have been hostile. I think they might have calmed down a little bit, which is awesome. I need them to calm down. They've actually been aggroed for way too long. And by the way, excuse me if I sound like I'm super congested or stuffed up. 'Tis the season to all sketch colds. Oh, and also check this out. Look at this. Isn't that cool? So I guess Tyler, he decided to make me some pixel art, and it looks amazing. Like, it actually looks really good. And if I'm not mistaken, those are 2 diamond blocks making up its eye. That's 18 easy diamonds right there. I don't know if he wants them back or not, but you know, I wouldn't holler if we get some diamonds out of it. So that's pretty cool. Even the golem's pretty keen on looking at it. But yeah, that's awesome, Tyler. Very, very Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. I hope you are having a good one. This is really cool. Thank you very much for it. That is actually really nice. That's actually really well done. I'm actually quite amazed. That's not easy. That's not exactly easy to do either. So, cheers. That is awesome. But yeah, anyways, we're going to be working on our brewing operations. Brewing, of course, being something that, that's going to be a doozy. Not only is it the one thing that we do have to grind the resources for in general. Like, there are some things that we can obviously do, like potions of swiftness. Not too bad. Potions of regeneration. Now they have a melon farm. Not too bad. But, and obviously we have like tons of gold. But in general, it's definitely something. Wow, that guy just gave me a good old slap on the booty. But in general, it's definitely one of the things that we need to have in order to be competitive in PvP, but also is very much like an integral part of the Minecraft experience, right? Like, since I'm learning how to Minecraft, like literally how to Minecraft, I'm learning all the basic things of it. Brewing is the one thing I never really quite got into, so this brewing system should be an interesting kind of way for me to open my eyes to brewing and really get into it. So I think it could be cool. Obviously, we will need to grind some more resources. One of the bigger ones is gas tiers. Gas tiers are for regen potions, and as far as I know, actually I haven't done that much. I haven't done much research on it. Maybe there is like a really easy way to farm gas, but as far as I know, you have to just do it manually, and that's kind of just a hassle. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to figure out a good way to do it. If not, that's all right. But we're gonna build it here in the basement. And the reasoning for that is this. I realized that, you know, melons in and of themselves won't work, and there's our melon farm working. For those of you who want to kind of see where we're at with that right now, our melons have matured. They are very much happy. They are plugging along, doing their thing. So our minecart got stuck because I think I accidentally bonked it. But there you go. You see, you got some. Ooh, that's not supposed to happen. I think we accidentally forgot to cover up one of these bad boys. Or did we just not till the land? Oh, we didn't till the land. We didn't have the resource for it. That's okay. Alright, so we just need to make sure that we do this for the time being until we actually do fix that all up. But yeah, as you can see, we just watched another melon tick go off, and you can see those melons and get picked up by the whole system, and we're in pretty good shape. Now these guys will give us the instant healing, and then with the fermented spider eye we can even make some very devious potions of harming if we want to go into that route for those nasty PvP situations. coincidentally, I might be talking about the thing is, you have to be like a little bit cautious about how you run your whole idea of talking about strategy and PvP tactics, because obviously we got some people on Team Wolf, we got some people on Team Vic, we got some people on Team Naka, and so on and so forth. It is something that I have to be a little bit conscious about. But yeah, there are some interesting things I learned about potions and stuff like that. But anyways, neither here nor there. So yeah, we do have a good source of melons. We have to craft those though. Similarly, fermented spider eyes, no ways to just get them outright, I don't believe. So that's also there. Fire resistance, I just don't see that being a huge player in all this. It's true that fire can be the difference, but more times than not, I find that it's not. Gas tier's a pain to farm. This one, I imagine it's a pain to farm. I haven't honestly researched it quite a bit, but my gut feeling is that that's not going to be the easiest thing to farm in the world. So that's going to be obviously something that we have to keep an eye on, and we're not going to be mass producing. Ender pearls have nothing to do with anything. Let me think here. I guess there's a rabbit's foot for the potion of leaping. The sugar, obviously, we can mass produce those. Like, we can produce those like crazy. But because of all those different things, I decided to not go with a very, uber robust brewing operation. And to separate our storage unit from it. So we actually have to manually move them. Just because it doesn't really make sense to do it any other way, in my opinion. So what we're going to do is I cleared out this area here. And yeah, this is going to be where our brewing operation happens. Now, as I was clearing this out, something weird happened. And I screamed really loud. If you guys watch my Twitter, you probably have seen the post about this. I basically screamed at the top of my lungs because I had no idea what was happening. I've seen them before, but these are silverfish in here. Now, we have 3 blocks, and the only reason why I'm pretty sure they are is you see how slowly they break. But if I were to break, let's just, I don't know, let's just take a random thing of stone. Yeah, let's just use silky smooth. So like silky smooth, like just pop. But these guys, they don't want to. They just don't want to go, and I had no idea why. And then we finally, I finally kind of just wrecked it, and then out popped a silverfish. And fun fact, if you break it with a silk touch, I would never have known. I don't think. But because I used my non-silk touch pick, I was surprised by a very, very angry silverfish who was not really having any of it, and so it kind of came after me. It was really scary for me. I don't know. It really startled me. I didn't really expect that, so that happened. But oh man, it is absolutely nuts. I figured let's break one of these. I wanted a little bit of revenge for my Christmas. So let's go ahead and break one. I think we might keep 1 or 2 as a pets. So I don't know. I'm going to do my best to preserve these. But let me just go ahead and... Aha, look at him. Look at him. He's so weird looking. Just very strange looking fellows. They actually kind of make me think of those automatic vacuum cleaners. I wonder if these things can go up. Oh, yes they can. Oh, you betcha. This guy is all sorts of on deck. Wow, he is a tenacious little fella. Now, I do believe these guys despawn, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to just isolate them. I don't think, anyways. I actually don't know. No, I don't think we can just keep them. I think we have to name tag them. I don't have a name tag, and we have 2 more anyway, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. Apparently, these guys just exist in Extreme Hills. I thought they were only in those fortress things, which I actually haven't found yet. But I mean, I did find one, but I didn't, like clear it myself. But yeah, look at these cheeky little guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and smack us a silverfish. Easy peasy, no big deal. Oh yeah, and I'm also 410 in levels. That's it's whatever. Oh man, but anyways. Brewing stand stuff. Now, because this is a build thing, I don't want to waste your time with too much of the troubleshooting. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take a break, make sure that I have at least a fair bit of resources and stuff I'm going to need for this build ready, because I've been kind of transporting a couple of things here and there, and we're probably not exactly on point for all the stuff we'll need. So yeah, give me a moment. do the music. But yeah, give me a moment and I'll be right back. Ooh, ender pearls. We've actually amassed a fair number. I don't know why that surprises me, but we kind of did. Alright, so let me just go ahead and drop off stuff I know we don't need. And then we're going to take a little break, skadoodles, while I figure out what we need to get ready and if I'm missing anything or if we're ready to go. So I will be right back. Alright guys, so before we get started into the actual building of this, I think I tallied these out right. I'm not really sure. I decided that we're going to go with Minecraft with Dummies version of this brewing thing because it's a little bit simpler, it's a little bit less time consuming, and also spatially a little bit easier. It's also simple and straightforward. I liked it. I thought it was a really inspired design. So we're going to be going with that. Now I think for what we're going to be doing, this is going to be the final count for everything that we need. The building blocks here, just have as many building blocks as you want. It doesn't particularly matter as far as I know. But you're going to be looking at 7 redstone repeaters, 2 comparators, 8 redstone dust, 6 torches, 1 dropper, 16 hoppers, building blocks. I have 12 chests and 4 trap chests. You can kind of mess with those values if you want. 5 levers in total, 22 of some kind of filler items. So if you guys are familiar with the automatic item sorting system, it uses a very similar idea. So we're going to be using a filter kind of thing here. So 22 is something that you can just make sure that it's not going to ever be used as a brewing component, but something you can rename it an anvil, whatever. Just make sure it can't be used in brewing, and it should never run into the system. Your brewing stand is of course a final component, and of course make sure you're well stocked with food and light and whatever else you need. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Now I'm going to be doing my darndest to make sure this is pretty quick and easy. So I do apologize. I kind of inadvertently forgot about this. The music may randomly change as we kind of go through the recording. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, and we'll go ahead and plug along. Alright guys, so the first step that we need to do is we need to go ahead and whip out. I'm going to actually put all this other stuff away here for anything. Alright, so let's go ahead and get all of our lovely building stuff out here. Alrighty, I actually think we didn't quite do it in the order that we would have liked to have done it, but that's okay. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go ahead, take this bad boy out, drop a chest here, and then we're going to need our hoppers. These trap chests we won't need till the very end basically, so I'll put those away. But we're going to take a hopper and we're going to lead it into there. Now that's going to be our output, right? So it's going to take whatever we make out of the brewing stand, it's going to go ahead and throw it on through to there. So that's going to be where you finally have it. Now, because if you guys are planning to do a lot of brewing, you probably should consider where you're going to make an expanded inventory thing. Now you can make an item elevator, all that crazy stuff if you want. Of course, if you do intend to just build it downward, which is the simplest thing in my opinion, you do want to give yourself a little bit more height clearance. Now we do have plenty of underground area to work with here, so I'm not too worried about that right this second, but something I want you guys to keep in mind, because I would hate for you guys to kind of be plugging along and all of a sudden go, oh wait, we totally need those things. But alright, so brewing stand on top of the hopper, whoop, and then we're going to have ourselves a hopper leading down, that's actually correct, and then a hopper like that. So what that's going to do is, I believe the one on the left is going to be the feed for the water, and then the one on the top is going to be whatever you're actually doing. It doesn't particularly really matter that you understand that, but something, I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. So let's go ahead, and you do have to work with this hitbox, right? Like I have to click on that little bottom part of the brewing stand. It's a little bit obnoxious, but you know, hopefully the result is worth it. So go ahead and set it up like so. You know, your 3 hoppers, one leading into the chest, one leading to the brewing stand from the side, and then one leading from the top. Then we're going to lead a comparator out of there, and then what we need to do, if I'm not mistaken here, is we need to start adding our junk items to the hopper. I believe it's the one on the top. So we're just going to put these gold nuggets in here, because we should never have that problem. Now, it doesn't particularly matter if you do it like, you know, one like that or whatever, but I just do click drag because it's easier to work with, I think. So anyways, that's that part. Now next step is we're going to go ahead and throw down these blocks here to the side. There's going to be a redstone signal going to the left here, and then we're actually going to go ahead and have a redstone signal down here. And then that's going to be carrying a signal for us even further down. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe we needed to have ourselves no, I think we're okay. I think we'll be alright. I'm just wondering if we needed more room or not, but I don't know. Alright, well, let's try it out. So, I'm going to be having a repeater facing out to that, and that's going to be leading out to a block. And I believe we need a redstone torch facing out this way or something along those lines. Let me think here. So we have this redstone dust, and that's going to be leading, that's going to be powering this, that's going to be powering that, it's going to echo through, and that of course, oh, and this block is going to power next to the hopper. Lovely. Alright, so now we need to lock this bad boy down, so let's go ahead and drop a redstone torch here, and that should lock this sucker whenever there is indeed enough signal strength to go ahead and echo that down. Alrighty, so now we have to add, so what this guy did was he ended up adding a pulsar. Now this pulsar, we could actually do it in different ways, but let's go ahead and stay true to the actual way that this particular guy did it, because I think that makes perfect amounts of sense, and frankly it's a little bit easier to work with from the original thing. So let's see here. Trying to do this because I've never done this before, so I'm actually quite at a loss of what I'm actually doing, which is probably not what you want to hear out of the person that's trying to guide you along in this whole process. So actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick second so I don't lead you guys astray, and well, I'm sure we can figure it out on the fly. Hold on here. We can do this. I believe in us. All right. So we have this repeater, we have this torch, this is going to be the locker, which means it has to be one below it, so it has to be, ooh, you know what, yeah, okay, so we have a problem here already. This is actually a little bit too, ooh, well that was a little bit on the excessively too low side. Now I don't think it particularly matters the way we do this part. Oh. Why is our Christmas music singing Justin Bieber songs to us? Slightly concerned. What is this music? This is actually Justin Bieber. We're listening to Justin Bieber music. I'm actually... Okay, you know... I'm gonna question it. Actually, I think we actually need to reverse these. Alright, so let's... Whoop. We'll add a hopper into that. I think we just need to have a random item just kind of floating about, so... Let's do it that way. Alrighty, so now we have that hopper doing that. I think we need to add a comparator signal out the side. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we need to do. Which is not exactly what I would like to have heard. To be perfectly honest with you guys, that's not exactly what I would like to have seen. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be repeaters straight underneath this guy. Alright, you know what, guys? I'm going to take a quick break. I just yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. So I'm going to take a quick second, kind of figure out where we're going wrong on this, because I'm definitely tripping up, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. I think we figured out what exactly was throwing me for a loop. It's because, like, again, when it comes to spatial things, I do tend to struggle a little bit, so I do apologize for that. But we're gonna, I believe, just be doing this. It makes sense because we're gonna have the hopper's inventory trigger the comparator, and then the repeater's gonna boost that signal out. So it does seem to make a fair bit of sense. Now I think what we need to do here is once that signal is going out, I think it needs to feed into a block. So let's go ahead and put a block over here. Aha! Okay, that is looking very promising, because I do believe that is correct. And then at this point, he decides to take a moment to lock stuff up, which we can do very simply as well. So let's go ahead and mirror this guy and throw down a lever like so. Now I just realized that we are going to have an inadvertent problem with the way that we set up our chest. Alright, so bam, there we go. But okay, so there we go, and we can lock that down. So we're putting this in the on position, so it locks down, of course, the hopper that is right next to it. And then I believe what he does is he goes ahead and he throws down a chest here. Now that's going to be where we're going to put the water bottles. The water bottles? I think they're called water bottles. I'm not really sure. But anyways, we're going to put the water in there, and then that's currently locked, so nothing should go through, and we should just see like it just kind of hangs out, which is perfect. So yeah, that's that. Now let's see here. We need to, I believe, have this go into a redstone dust underneath, but then that's actually all a fraud, because we're going to have this kind of little bumped up section here above it, and then I think this whole stretch actually ends up turning into our eventual sexy line for the actual inputs and outputs and stuff. So that is actually a really good sign that we are on the right track, I believe. And then I think we just have to put a whole bunch of repeaters down here. So I'm not sure if we're allowed to do it right next to... I guess we are. I don't see why we wouldn't be. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It does at least dimensionally make sense, so that's always good. So let's go ahead, throw down some more building blocks here, and then we need to add some redstone torches. I see. This is what concerns me. I do not really understand why, but it does appear 2, 3, 4. Oh, never mind. I lied. We're good. We're good. We're good. Alright, so we do have all this stuff seemingly in good order. So we have these torches. The redstone repeater is going to feed into here, so it's going to invert that signal, which is what we'd like to see. I'm digging it. I'm thinking that this is looking actually pretty darn good. So now we need to add the hoppers. So one hopper like that, and I believe it has to go back over the repeaters, so let's go ahead and whoop. Alright, so there's the repeater, and then we just have to chain these bad boys like so. And then we need to go ahead and use these redstone torches. These are going to lock the things whenever we're not wanting to put them into the actual brewing. So we're going to put those right on top, which looks darn fancy and darn good. I'm digging it. I like this, guys. I think we're actually making some pretty darn good progress. Now for the part that I've been dreading. And not really for a good reason, actually. It's not that scary. Truth be told, it's really not that bad. But I really just dislike putting down trap chests in general. I don't know why. It's just a weird quirk. And when it comes to Minecraft, I have a bunch of like really weird quirks about me. So the more you know, right? All right. So well, let's start off with a trap chest. And oh no. Alright, so trap chest, regular chest, trap chest, regular chest, and I believe one more. No, wait, hold on. We did this wrong. Because of the way we did it, I need to actually put a chest down and then a trap chest, so on and so forth. And I am betting you that these things are going to go straight into those hoppers, which is okay. It's not a big deal. Alright, let me see if we can recover most of these bad boys. We have some random chests floating about in these hoppers. Now the question is, which hoppers they float into? Aha, well we found one. There's the other one. I think that was all we had. Alright, so it should be something along the lines of 1, 3, and 5. So there should be these are regular chests right here. I put a regular chest at the end as well, but we're going to actually start off with these trap chests here. Boom. And the reason why we're doing that is to make sure that we can go ahead and make these into doubles. So we have that extra bit of room for our goods. Particularly important for the nether wart and the nether wart, gunpowder, glowstone dust, and redstone dust, because you use that a lot in just about everything that you do. So I do imagine that would be quite handy. Now I think the next step here, I mean logically speaking, should be adding these bit of... Whoop. I don't remember why I made you, to be honest. Oh, huh, no, these are the silverfish. I was like, what the heck is this? I remember now, it's the silverfish. Okay, so, oh, actually, so we're going to actually omit this last lever here. The reason for that is that that's going to be netherware. It's always going to be used, so we're going to just leave that in the off position. And all that off position means is that we're not going to invert the signal. So it's just going to, it basically just make sure that whenever we're not locking it for whatever reason. So let me try to explain that whenever I'm not feeling crazy about it. Okay, so whenever these are put down, the hopper will not permit the item to move, right? So these hoppers would normally pull from there and then throw into the hopper system. But because these are currently on, they won't move them. So it'll prevent that stuff from happening. Now that all being said and done, we do need to make one adjustment here. We're going to go ahead and put this, I believe, on 3 ticks, just to make sure that this last one always is nether wart. This has to be true. This last one always has to be a nether wart, your nether wart container, because it's always going to be used in most potions. Now, understand that there is a potion of weakness, right, which may actually be important for you guys if you need to, I don't know, like save your villagers from zombie death. If that is the case, however, just be aware that this system does not actually work very well for that. You can make it work for that. You would just have to like mess around with some things, but honestly, it's probably not worth it. Truth be told, you could probably just take out the nether wart and then put something else in there to make a mundane potion, I believe it is. But yeah, I think at that point, pretty much have a brewing stand. Now I guess it wouldn't be a right test until we actually give this a go, because I mean, who knows if it works or not, right? So what is a simple, well, we have glistering, I think they're called. Yeah, glistering melons. I believe these will work just dandy, and I just realized we probably don't have any nether wart here, which is not good. We also don't have that much glass here, if I remember correctly. Alright, well. You know what? Normally I would take a cut here. Thinking I probably should. On the other hand, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. This might be just like a weird quirk about me as well, about recording wise, but I feel weird whenever I don't record. Like if I just take too many cuts, I feel strange about it. All right, well, regardless, okay, we're gonna go ahead and do another cutsies here, and I'll be back after we are ready to give it a test run, and after I vet it to make sure we didn't botch something terribly, so I can continue my troubleshooting. But yeah, we'll be back in a momento. Alright guys, so we are back. I did a little bit of experimenting and I kind of discovered something kind of silly about the whole system that I completely forgot about, which he does explicitly mention, so it's on me. But yeah. Oh, I keep on forgetting that these are silverfish. Oh, okay. Anyways, so I haven't added the item frames yet, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. But inside here, we went ahead and added all these different things. Of course, the nether wart being the last one. I put a lever in here because I wasn't sure. I felt a little bit weird not having a lever there, so that's the only reason why we have one there. Gunpowder, redstone dust, glowstone dust, and then whatever you want to be making. So we're trying to make potions of healing, right? These guys right here. And so what we currently have is we have this on, which is the glistering melon, which is, you always should have this on basically if you're trying to make any form of potion with whatever you want to make in it. So if I wanted to make, say, a haste potion, actually let's go ahead and do that this time. If I'm going to go ahead and make a haste, what we would do is you would have to just put one of these bad boys in here. You just put all that in there, and then reach into the back here of the hopper that corresponds with it and put one in there. Now, there is a thing where you can hit the button and then that all kind of sorts itself for you. I personally would just do it manually just to be absolutely sure that you haven't done anything wrong, because I know I kind of goofed up whenever I did it and it just kind of went crazy for a little bit. So I would just recommend that you take whatever's in that chest and put it in the hopper that's connected to it. Just put one item there just so it's kind of everything is seated and ready to go. Once you do that, make sure you have water bottles in this chest here. I already ran it once, so we kind of have water bottles in the wings. But go ahead and put water bottles in this chest, and then you obviously can just find your own way of filling them up easily. The easiest of which is probably just filling up your inventory with random crap and then taking a whole bunch of glass balls and just holding down right click and feeding into a hopper system. But we'll work on that later. I'm not too worried about it right now. I just want to kind of make sure that this does work, and then I think we're going to be calling it a day. I'll probably expand it in my own time because that's more of a customization thing. That's not too big of a deal. But anyways, neither here nor there. Ooh, we actually have a glistering melon already in the wings. Well, that's awkward. Uh-oh. I think I wasn't supposed to do that. It's fine. Alright. We have a... Oh, no! Alright, I think now we're in okay shape. Because it's already trying to run it, and I'm not being very nice to it. But anyways, yeah, it does take a little bit of getting used to. It's definitely not a extremely robust system. But if you kind of get a hang for it, it seems to be working fine for me at least. So I'm happy with it. I think it gets done what I need done, which is if I wanted to make a specific potion, I can just make them en masse and not have to, sit there and watch it. But anyways, before you get that started, once you have those items in the hoppers, you need to throw a nether wart in here, and this should be empty whenever you do it your time. So just make sure that you have a nether wart in here, and it's going to feed in. And what you're looking for is that it's going to light up this comparator and deactivate this torch, which is going to give the green light for your water to move in, and all your stuff should be moving on. If that does not happen, then you switch this lever to the off position, which is up. Because remember, up is on in this case, which is the exact opposite of what it's actually doing by way of redstone. But up is on, so if we were to deactivate this, that would turn the entire system on. These guys are on, so we're going to feed in whatever's in this chest, which is sugar for right now. This one's going to be glowstone dust, and then this one's going to be nether wart. But yeah, just make sure that if it doesn't work out, then something goofed up. Also, I keep forgetting just these random notes. Put this repeater to 3 ticks. That is also what works for me. Sometimes it goofs up. You might need to fine tune that. Just kind of like adjust this and kind of see what happens if your system gets really nutty. But for the most part, it seems to work. But anyways, enough babbling. Let's give this a try. So what we're hoping to find here is a potion of swiftness level 2. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Alright, so we have these water bottles in there. The nether wart is already kind of working its magic, doing its thing. That is exactly what we want to see. And then, if everything goes according to plan, you should see sugar make its way into the brewing stand after the nether wart. Fingers crossed. Alright, that's perfect. So now it's going to run that sugar through. And after the sugar, we do have the glowstone. Now, we could turn on the other ones as well if you want to, right? There's no problem with that. So we could just, run, gunpowder to make it a splash. It's not really hard to do. You can just turn it on. But for our case, we're just going to make it a simple one like this, because this, frankly, has the longest duration and stuff like that. So it's the most practical for our purposes. So anyways, we're going to just go ahead, let that run. And honestly, the last check is to see if it kind of renews itself. So let's go ahead, let this run. And then, boom. Alright, that worked out pretty well. And there it goes in the next round. And did we get what we wanted? Yes, we did. Potion of Swiftness level 2. Now, if you turn this off, what should happen here is it should finish whatever batch it's working on, theoretically. So in our case, we're going to stop it, hopefully, right as it's trying to get the we're going to try to, it's going to make one more set of these potions, but then it's not going to start the next one, is what we're hoping to have happen here. Now, whether it actually happens, I'm not sure. I think it should work out because the water bottle should stop moving in, and it'll just kind of freeze here with nether wart just kind of sitting here awkwardly like, hello. But it should be okay. Bear in mind, though, as you do this, because my suspicion is that what's going to happen here is you're going to, if you do shut it off, you're going to have one left in the wings. So because of the way we're doing it, we're replacing these on the fly, depending upon what we need. Because we're replacing them on the fly, you will have a little intruder waiting in the wings. So this nether wart is going to probably change into sugar in a moment here. So bam, it finishes that off. It goes right into our chest. That works great. It's not making a new one. The nether wart is indeed there, but there should be a sugar. And there it is. There's a little culprit. Now, you do need to swap that guy out, otherwise it's going to make one more of whatever the last order was, which is what you want to have happen, right? Because that's how it works in bulk. But because we're kind of simplifying it down a bunch, this is one manual part that you will have to kind of keep an eye on if you're switching them on the fly. If you're not switching them on the fly, which honestly you shouldn't be switching them that much if you're using a brewing system that does it in a whole bunch, because there's no point otherwise. But if you are going to go ahead and switch them out, just remember to just swap this guy out in addition to whatever's in here, and you should be in pretty good shape. But anyways, we got our brewing thing going. We're in pretty good shape. We can go ahead and probably make a sugarcane farm or something, so we can have like infinite things of swiftness for days to come, which would be nice actually. So we'll probably get working on that at some point. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas episode. I know it wasn't really like very festive seeming, but it was kind of, this is what the channel was about, right? Me hanging out with you guys and kind of me tinkering around, and at least for the series, this is kind of what I like to do. Although, not to say that I don't do some special stuff and like really crazy stuff, because I do that, but, and you know, like we do like mini games and stuff like that. But anyways, you guys know the deal. Most of you guys know the deal. If you're new to the channel, you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out some other videos. I do some collab stuff with other people, and we do play like mini games and junk like that. So we do some other crazy stuff. But for now, I'm extremely tired, which is one of the issues that we ran into, because I kind of did these recordings in like random intervals. But I am pretty tired, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We always love to see new Quays join the Quay family, Quay Nation. And, of course, leave in the comment section what you think about this brewing thing. We could expand this out. Honestly, I'm not too keen on it, but if you guys really want me to, we probably could. Or if you guys just want me to move on and kind of upgrade the other systems that feed into it, we can also do that. So just let me know what you guys are thinking in your heads, and I will go check out the comment section later. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a lovely Christmas, or the day after Christmas, depending upon where you are in the world. And I will see you all another time. And thank you so much for another lovely year, and I'm looking forward to more. But I'll be spilling my guts again. I'll be like, I love you guys, whenever New Year's rolls around, I'm sure. So anyways, guys, enough of me babbling. I will see you all later. Ciao for now.